So let's talk about what changed July 1st. So if you guys are new hires, new to the call, Boost has been around for a pretty long time. However, July 1st of 2020, Boost was purchased by a new company. We are now owned by Dish. Previously, Boost was with Sprint. Sprint merged with T-Mobile. Now we are owned by Dish. We are a subsidiary. We're basically an MVNO of T-Mobile. We used to own the towers and service. So we used to be able to use as much data as you needed because we own the towers. The cost of the service was negligible. They really focused on a top-down selling process pre-July 1st. And honestly, we were kind of slamming our customers with the highest price plans. We weren't really qualifying as good as we could have. Back in those days, the monthly reoccurring charge, which is what MRC stands for, defined the profitability. But what's different in our world we live in today, September 14th? So post July 1st, we're now owned by Dish. Again, as I mentioned, we're an MVNO agreement. We have a 7-year MVNO agreement to use T-Mobile's towers until we built out our own cloud-based 5G network. So the cost of service is tied to the rate plans. So that's why you're seeing the throttling at 35 gigs that you guys have in store. And honestly, 35 gigs is a lot of data. I think you guys are going to see a lot of the competitors in market kind of match that because there is a cost to each gigabyte used. So now we have that cap at 35. It's actually higher than what the previous cap was. So we did give our customers more data than what they had. But that cost of service is tied to the rate plans we put them on. With that in mind, we want to make sure you guys are using a consultative selling method. So really qualifying your customers. What do you do in an average day? What do you like to do with your phone? Walk me through a day in your life, to see how much data they really need, qualify them, and put them on the correct rate plan. You want to have that complete sales process in place, and we will go into that sales process with you very shortly. So the 4 key priorities we have right now with Boost. Number 1, by far, the biggest priority is BYOD. What does that stand for? Bring your own device. This is the number 1 area that's going to help fund all of our promotions in the future. They're continuing to add new devices to the BYOD list every single month. For example, Sprint, we used to, be part of Sprint. We are now no longer part of Sprint. Sprint phones are now eligible for BYOD. This is a huge priority. I'm sure your DCI account managers are talking to you about this every week, and your Boost reps are talking about this to you as well. So let me tell you a little bit about the whys behind it. We just got these TN SIMs about 2 months ago. It's TN, you think of it as the old T-Mobile network. The old SIMs SN, think of as the old Sprint network. Well, that old Sprint network, those weren't worldwide SIMs. They weren't unlocked everywhere. These new TN SIMs are unlocked, just like what Cricket has, just like what Metro has. So Cricket and Metro consistently, on a monthly basis, are hitting about 20% of their activations from TN SIMs. Us right now, all as DCI as a whole and as Boost as a whole, we're under 5%. So there's a huge gap. We have the same tools, we have the same weapons, but we are at 5%, whereas our competition is at 20%. This is really, really big for us to focus on and increase that rate. Next week, I'll have an entire call dedicated to BYOD. I'll give you a couple highlights on why it's so important today before we jump into the sales process. But trust me when I tell you, it's not going away. BYOD is by far your guys' number 1 priority. After BYOD, you want to focus on TN loading. Again, most of your phones are now coming with TN SIMs. You can check the bottom of the box. That stands for the new network, or the T-Mobile network is how I like to think of it, where you can get your phones out to all your customers. We also have a big focus on add-a-line conversion. So anytime a customer comes in to pay your bill, don't ever just take a payment and clerk them and send them out your door. If a customer comes in, they're coming into your store for a reason. It's not like we're in a mall where there's 20 different things to shop for. They're coming to your store because they're a Boost customer. So for those customers, you want to make sure that you are pushing an add-a-line for every customer. So if a customer comes in to pay a bill, guess what? Congratulations. You qualify for an additional line of service today. If they're on a $50 plan, your pitch could be for only $30 extra per month, you can get another line of service. And then guess what? You can bundle that into BYOD as well. They could use their original phone, if they are upgrade eligible, to do an upgrade on line 1, and then use the old phone as an add-a-line for line 2. Right? So that's a little trick to get even more BYODs. But that add-a-line conversion is a big focus. And then, of course, our Unlimited Plus plan, the $60 a month plan with unlimited talk, text, data, high-definition video streaming, 6-month service of title. That is also another big focus for us. And below that is everything else we have to offer. So again, 4 key priorities. BYOD, by far number 1. TN loading on the new network, number 2. Add-a-line conversion, number 3. And the Unlimited Plan Plus, our $60 plan, is our 4th priority. So let's talk a little bit more about BYOD. So what kind of devices qualify as bring your own devices? Well, any factory unlocked device will qualify. Postpaid devices that have met their financial commitment. So let me give you an example of that. I have a Sprint S9 Plus personally. I've gone into stores and checked the eligibility on it. You'd think it would be eligible, but since there are still payments due on that device, it'll say not eligible. So it's really important that you are using the device management tool to check device eligibility to see if those devices qualify. The top 10 SKUs that we have for BYOD right now are iPhones. Android devices will qualify, anything from Metro, Cricket, T-Mobile, AT&T, any previously activated Boost devices. Like the example I just gave, if a customer came in, they did a payment, you could offer them an upgrade and then use their old phone as a BYOD device for an add-a-line, right? There's always a growing list of devices that qualify for this. And you want to offer it basically to every time a customer comes in looking to port in, you want to get that customer's device in your hand. What I tell my doors, if a customer's coming to port in, oh, you're looking to switch to Boost? Perfect. Can I see your phone? And if they ask, why do you want to see my phone? I just want to see all the offers you qualify for. Then what I'm doing is I'm going behind my counter and I'm clicking on my device management tool to see if they are BYOD eligible, because that's going to determine where I go in this conversation. While I'm getting through my qualifying method and asking my understanding questions, I want to know, do they qualify for a BYOD offer or not? It's an easy way to add a line. You can ask them how they like their current device. Easy way to get a customer to upgrade. And we just talked about easy way to get bill pays into an upgrade and an add line as well, utilizing BYOD. So let's talk a little bit about the WIFM. WIFM is what's in it for me, WIIFM. So there's a WIFM, if you will, for the frontline employees as well as the customers, all right? So for you guys as new hire employees on your call, what's in it for you? Well, for the past 19 years, Boost has not been able to do BYOD. Now we can, hence the big focus. As we've only had it for a couple months, as I mentioned previously, July 1st is kind of when the switch happened. We got these TN SIMs coming in. So for 19 years, we've not been able to offer this, but now we can. So we need to act quickly to catch up to our competition. It's a huge area of opportunity for us. As I said, 20% of our activations by Cricket and Metro are from BYOD. We need to beat them, not match them, but beat them. We're not there yet, so we'll keep talking about it every single month until we can get there. It's going to really help you guys with your add-a-line sales because your customers can add an additional device for $0. So using that old phone. On top of that, think of how lucky it is for your customers who do a BYOD. Let's say it's a new phone. Well, they can, all their apps are preloaded, their phone book's preloaded, everything's in that phone. It's super quick, super easy, no overhead for you guys. As far as purchasing an expensive phone, the customer has it in their hands, makes it really nice, really quick, really painless. And for you guys on the front line, increase your accessory sales. If they're going to do a BYOD, freshen them up, give them a new case, give them a new charger, give them a new screen protector. There's much more money available for you guys if you are focusing on BYOD. Now, for the customer, as I mentioned previously, they don't have to switch any of their apps. They don't have to wait for apps to download. They don't have to re-download their phone books. They don't have to put in all their new passwords. They don't have to wait for all the information transfer. So it's going to make your activation process quicker for you as a rep. Going to make it more seamless for the customer because everything's in there. and it protects that customer's investment. If they have a high-end phone, let them keep that high-end phone. Just put them on our great new network. And again, as I've said twice before, I'll say it 3 times. Easy way to add a line. Even if the customer buys a new device, repurpose the previous device to a friend or family member. More lines added, more money saved. All right, so let me run you through a quick BYOD best practice before I jump into our sales process training. So think of BYOD as a baseball game. So at first, you got to step up to the plate. You got to swing the bat. So every single customer that comes into your store is a chance to get a hit, right? So for Boost, BYOD is our at-bats, and every port-in is a customer. When a customer is porting in, make sure you check the device compatibility tool to see if that ESN is eligible. It's simple math, right? The more customers you're checking, the more you're going to see eligible, the more sales you're going to get. I've seen dealers out there that have as high as 70% check rate, and guess what? They're well over 10%, which is our goal for this month. It's going to be 20, but they're over 10% for BYOD. You just got to make it a habit. Don't make it an option, make it a habit. If a customer is porting into your door, you get that phone, you go into the sales portal, under quick links, device management, you'll see BYOFD. That stands for bring your own factory device. Click on that, enter the ESN. It'll tell you if that phone is capable or not. Right next to that, you'll see another button that says firmware compatibility. So it'll tell you if the firmware is good. You can simply pop a SIM, you're ready to go. Or if you need to do a software or firmware update before that customer leaves or before you activate that phone. So when it's stuff at the plate, you swing your bat. You want to check that BYOD eligibility for every single port in. Make it a habit at your store. Don't make it optional. Make it required. That's the easiest way to do this to deliver huge results for you guys, huge results for your customers. So if you look at think of it as baseball analogy still, right? Getting a hit turns into bat swings into runs. So the more checks that you guys do on your customers, the more hits you're going to get, the more runs you're going to get, or the more BYOD sales you're going to have. There's definitely a correlation in device compatibility checks runs and BYOD sales. And also for anyone who's a BR dealer, a branded retailer, or a PBR dealer, a preferred branded retailer door. There are stats out there in Elevate. They can see every employee line by line where you guys are at. So if I have 5 employees at a store, I see 4 of my employees have made, say, 50 checks. One of my employees has 0. That reporting is out there. We'll be able to see who is not using the tool, who is not activating BYOD. That reporting is now available daily by rep level. So we want to make sure you guys are using this every single day, every single rep. And then make sure you're getting credit for your sale by choosing BYOD contract type in Elevate. So if you are doing a BYOD, granted, you can get to the sales portal by clicking new activation or port in. Don't do that. Make sure you are choosing the BYOD contract type in Elevate. Otherwise, the reporting will not be able to register the transaction properly. So let me repeat that one more time. When you're in Elevate, you have 3 buttons, right? New activation, upgrade, BYOD. If you've done your BYOD, and any of those buttons will take you to the sales portal where you can do your normal activation. But if it's a BYOD, very important, you're clicking on that BYOD contract type in Elevate, or you will not get the right credit for the sale. All right, so that was kind of a lot in the BYOD process. I'll pause for just a second and see if there are any questions. If you're on mute, you might have to hit *6 to unmute. I'll give it about 20 seconds to see if we have any questions out there. All right, don't see any questions. No questions in the chat box. Very good. Okay. Again, a lot more on BYOD next week. We're going to do a deep dive into it. Please hop on next week's call at noon, and we will get more in depth into that. But we'll hop more into the new hire training stuff right now to the guru sales process. So why do you guys need to have a sales process in place? And for you reps, why is it so important that you have kind of a copycat way to deal with every customer? Well, we want to make sure you get the most out of every opportunity. So what we use is the Guru sales method. That stands for, the G is greet your customers. The U is understand what they need. R, give them a recommendation based on their needs. Second U is to upsell them. So you want to get the most out of that sale, bundle selling with accessories. And then the S in Gurus is service. And that service actually starts at the very beginning of your sale with a smile as they enter your door to the very end when you check them out for the counter. So the Gurus method is going to really help improve your conversion rate. Conversion rate is another thing we look at daily with the DLAR, the dealer level list. And what are we looking for there? We want to have a goal of about a 30% conversion rate. What does that mean? For every 10 customers walking in your door, you should convert 3 out of those 10 into a new activation. That's your conversion rate. So if you have a sales process in place that you're copying and pasting with every customer you see, you'll be able to hit that 30% conversion rate. We see it all the time. It's also going to increase the profit per sale, which is going to increase your cash money. Granted, that depends on the comp structure at your doors, but if you're getting paid for accessory sales, this method is going to really help you maximize every customer that walks in your door, and it's going to help you with your new activations, your upgrades, all of that. We focus really big on third month retainment of customers, and now 6 months as well. So you're going to have a better customer experience to hopefully not only get them to stay for 3 months, but get them to stay for over 6 months, because we're now looking at 6-month lifetime loyalty for your customers. It's going to give you a really easy, structured way to include every offer Boost has in a consistent formula for you guys to use, and you'll start building relationships with your customers that make them want to come in and see you. You're going to have long-term profitability because when they come into your door, they want to work with you because of the great service you give them. All right, so let's start with the G in Gurus, which is the greet. The greeting really is going to set your guys' tone for the whole entire visit. What you guys need to do, and the girls need to do, be energetic, say hello right away. Even if you're with a customer, you want to give that hello, acknowledge them when they walk into your door. Think about any big box you go into, like a Best Buy. If you're ever looking at phones there, you're going to get greeted. Even if the store is super busy, you're going to get greeted. If you're not greeted and acknowledged, most customers are going to walk out of your store because they're going to feel like we're not important. So within 5 seconds, a customer walking in, even if you're busy, just take the time, stand up and say, hey, how are you doing today? Give them a greeting. A sale is merely a transfer of enthusiasm. People are going to buy you, not necessarily the product. If you do a great job on selling them, when you get to the recommendation stage, what you recommend, they're going to take because they're going to look at you as the expert. So if you give them a smile, make them feel welcome, make them feel warm, it has a huge impact on your customers, I promise you. In the non-COVID days, I would say you need to walk out from your counters and greet them. Granted, we have social distancing in place right now, so we may not do that step, but hopefully in the near future, we will be able to do that. But you can still use your name. Hey, welcome to Boost. My name's Adam. Are you here for our promotions today? And, that's kind of my consistent greet. Why do I greet like that? And I give them a smile and give them my name. I'm building that rapport. Every customer likes a promotion. Even if they're not necessarily here for promotions, they know I'm here to pay a bill. Oh, that's great. We have promotions for our bill payment customers too. Why can I say that? Because I'm thinking add-a-lines. I'm thinking upgrades, right? So make sure you guys are giving that great greeting. It's something I love to role play when I'm at doors. It seems silly to role play, but sometimes we just need to practice it because there's a lot of doors out there that you come in, hi, how are you doing? And it's just a cold blank stare. Give some enthusiasm, give a smile, start building that rapport. Now the U in Gurus is the understanding step. It's the beginning of the sales process where you want to gather as much information as possible. Think of it as a doctor-patient analogy, right? So in order for a doctor to give you a script, they have to do the checkup first. And the doctor is not only going to check what they can see with their eyes, but also the questions that they're going to ask you. So when you ask them things verbally, you want to ask a lot of open-ended questions. What do you not like about your current carrier? How do you like to use your phone in day-to-day life? What do you do with the phone you have now, right? Those are open-ended. You're not going to get a yes-no answer. They're going to give you a detailed explanation that can help you figure out what plan you want to put them on. And there are some closed questions that are important as well. Will you be porting a number? How many lines are you looking to switch over? What plan are you on with the current courier? You know, those are some important close-ended questions. Personally, I'm a big fan of the open-ended questions, but we do need to know that. And what the most important one is, how many lines will you be porting over? I can't tell you how many times I see in stores a customer comes in and say, oh, I'm looking to switch, and they say, okay, one line. They assume one line. They never ask the qualifying questions. Do you have other people in your family who might also be looking to switch to Boost? It's so quick and so easy. It can turn a 1-line sale into a 5-line sales, but you have to ask. Sometimes they won't even know that's an option. There was a time Boost didn't have family plans. It's been a few years now, but honestly, customers don't always know what we have to offer, so you have to ask the questions. On top of your verbal questions, you're asking them in the understanding step, the first U in Gurus. You want to do a physical examination on the phone. Ask the customer what kind of phone they have and if they have it with them today. What I always ask them is, can I see your current device? And I want to put it in my hand. Again, why? Because I want to see the data usage on it. Maybe I can qualify them for a plan that's not necessarily unlimited. Maybe it's someone who only uses 1 or 2 gigs. I want to check the device compatibility checker. That's my number one thing, BYOD, right? So I want to get that phone in my hand. If they say, why do you want to see that? I just want to see all the offers you're available for. I'm going to get that phone, go into their settings, check about phone, you get the info, and see what kind of, if that device is eligible for a BYOD. On top of that, is that device damaged? Do they need a new one? Do they have a device that is BYOD eligible, but maybe they don't have a case on it? Maybe they don't have a screen protector on it. Maybe the battery is low. You know, that gives me a lot of accessory options. So I always want to get that phone in my hand as part of the understanding step. Some more great questions to use to understand your customers as part of your verbal examination. Say this customer comes into your door, for example, and they have Metro. How many lines are you switching over for Metro, right? Don't assume one. How many lines? You want to get most out of every customer. What plan are you on with Metro now? Asking that question, and you should know your competitors' plans so that you know what kind of data usage they have, what kind of plans they offer. Do you mind giving me your phone so I can see all the great offers you qualify for? This is where I'm going to check for my BYOD step. And then most importantly, my BYOD, most important question, are you switching because you're unhappy with your device or your service? If the customer is switching because they're unhappy with the device, not going to be a BYOD customer, right? Now, if that customer is switching because of the service, boom, great BYOD opportunity because obviously they like their phone. You're going to check their porting eligibility when you have that phone in hand. You're going to check the device compatibility. You'll check the BYOFD compatibility, firmware compatibility, and then check the condition of the phone. So again, check for scratches, the case, the storage, the screen protector. You want to check for all that in your understanding. All right. Once you've done that, you want to move on to the R in Gurus, which is the recommend stage. So this is where you really sell the customer and where they see your expertise. So based on what you told me, I'll give you an example statement, right? Based on what you told me, you had Metro, you weren't happy with the service you currently had, but your phone was pretty good. I'll tell you what, I can get you on a great plan right now. And you said you had 3 lines with Metro, was that right? Okay, perfect. I can get you right now. The more phones you add, the more money you're going to save. We can do $50 line 1, $80 line 2, $110 for line 3. So you have 3 lines of service, unlimited talk, text, and data with Boost Mobile. You can keep your own device. And for lines 2 and 3, did they want to keep their phones as well? And then, that's how I'm going to qualify them. And if they do want to keep their phones, boom, easy peasy. If not, then I offer port-in deals for lines 2 and 3. But if you say based on what you told me, and you kind of repeat the customer's words, it's going to really help in selling. Another one, based on what you told me, you like iPhones. I recommend the iPhone, whatever model. Based on what you told me, you like large screen size. I recommend the Stylo 6. Just figure out where you want to gear that conversation based on what the customer is giving you in the understanding steps. Once you've qualified the customer and understand their needs or wants, you want to make sure you give them a total solution, give them the phone and plan that fits their needs. Again, always try to get a family plan, get as many lines as possible, and bundle sell. So when you're pricing a customer, you should include the accessories, the charger, everything in there. There's a reason why if you guys go to McDonald's, you get a value meal. Like, give me number 2, give me number 3, right? You don't order, give me 2 cheeseburgers, give me a large fry, give me a medium Coke. People don't want to be nickel and dime for everything, but if you put everything in one package, you're going to get a lot more yeses. I strongly recommend this. Figure out your biggest sellers. Figure out your best bundle. So let's say a Stylo 6, a case, a charger, $50 or $60 plan, your setup fee, bundle all that together, give them one price out the door, and you're going to see your sales increase exponentially because they're going to get everything together. They're not going to add more and more on there. A great illustration of this is protection or insurance on a customer's phone, right? I always say protection. It's kind of the power of the words you use. People like to have their phones protected, but don't like to pay for insurance. If I'm talking, say, a single line deal, and I've qualified them, I don't tell them a $50 rate plan or a $60 rate plan. I'm going to say $57 per month or $67 per month. Your phone will have unlimited talk, text, data, plus protection. And I bundle that in, your insurance rates are going to go through the roof. If you don't, say you're selling a $50 plan or a $60 plan, you say, do you want to add an extra $7 for insurance? No, they're not going to want to do that. Bundle sell, put it all in there. Again, value meals instead of fries, burgers, and a Coke. Lastly, in the recommend, don't be afraid of a no. This is sales. If they give you a no, just ask them what's stopping you from buying today. See what their obstacle is and see if you can overcome it. Now, the next U after the recommend is the upsell. The biggest factor, again, in the customer sign-up purchase is the final cost, which is what we just talked about. Put everything together. Memorize your prices of a plan, accessories, setup fees, add-ons, all that stuff. Don't just guess on it. Customers don't want to see you go to the computer and take 15 minutes to try to type everything up. Make yourself a spreadsheet and build some scenarios so you're always prepared. A 1-line, a 2-line, a 3-line deal. You guys are going to know your biggest selling phones. Granted, we have tons of phones out there to offer. You guys are probably selling the most of about 5 or 6 devices. So put some bundles together for those phones, and you can always go down in price with your bundles, but it's hard to go up, like I just showed you with adding insurance instead of just bundling with protection. So make sure you have all that stuff in there. And in upselling, this is another big thing, as I mentioned before, about getting that customer's phone, put in your hand and diagnosing the device. We call this the Boost PhD. Get your Boost PhD. Get the phone, put it in your hand, diagnose the device. This will tell you, as a customer, an Android or iPhone user, is a battery low, is a screen cracked, give them a new upgrade. Is there a case but no screen protector? Offer a screen protector. Is there a case on it? No case, offer them a case. So, and another big thing about having that customer's phone in hand, which I also do for all payments. If a customer is for a payment, great, can I see your phone? Why do I do that? Because if I get that customer's phone in my hand, it's going to slow the sales conversations down. A lot of times when people want to make a payment, they want to come in and out and leave your store. Well, I'm worried about my conversion. I want to make the most money for my store and for myself. So I want to get as much out of every customer in my door as possible. So by getting that phone in your hand, they can't leave without it. It's going to slow down that process and let you ask additional probing questions. Do you have Wi-Fi at home? If not, great. We have a great bundle with Comcast Internet and Boost Mobile. So get that phone in your hand, really diagnose the device, and get the most out of that customer. Now, the last S in Gurus is for service. Again, as I mentioned at the start of the call, this is at the end of Gurus, but it's from beginning to end. Your service is going to go throughout the entire transaction. It's where you earn the customer's business for good, not just today. There's a lot of Boost stores out there. How you treat them, how you greet them is going to give a lasting impression to make them want to come back to you specifically each and every week. So before they leave the store, you want to make sure you're talking about family plans. Talk about auto top-up, especially in the day with COVID. What auto top-up is, a dealer or customer rather can sign up to have their payments taken out every single month from their account. Your store still gets credit as if they came to your store. But with COVID, maybe they don't want to travel, offer them auto top-up. Make sure you discuss the referral program, boostmobile.com/refer. The referrer and the referee each get $25 by using that program. When you're activating the phone, set up their email. It's important also when you are activating the phone and you get to that email step, don't put mickeymouse@gmail.com because you guys, all the branded doors and above have Elevate. When you send your marketing campaigns, it'll go to an email address. If you enter the wrong email in there, your customers will never get them. So make sure you put the correct email during your activation steps. Make sure you talk about the upgrade process. Upgrades are now 6 months. It used to be 3 months. Now it's 180 days. 180 days will be eligible to upgrade. You can talk about boost up, transfer their contacts over. If you don't want to transfer their contacts over, do a BYOD. Boom, contacts are already there. Set them up for Boost Shield. Boost Shield is a protection. Again, don't talk insurance, talk protection. The protection on the device. Get your customer information for surveys. And I would strongly recommend you put your store number, program it into their phone. Again, so if they have any issues, they're coming back to you specifically because of the relationship you built, and they're not calling customer care. They're not going to a different store. They want to come in and see you. All right, so putting it all together, what does GURU stand for? The G is for greet. The U, understand your customer. R, recommend the right solution. Second U, upsell them, maximize your opportunities. And S is the service. Now, in your stores, if you guys see something that doesn't look right, if you see something, say something. Definitely a best practice. We see a lot when we go into stores. The customer comes in. Hi, how can I help you? I just need to pay my bill. Okay, what's the number? Put the number in, pay the bill, send them out the line. What's wrong with this picture? You've missed all your opportunities. You didn't talk about Adelines. You didn't give the greet. You didn't say, hey, are you here for our promos? We got great promos for our bill payment. Even if they said, I just need to pay a bill, we have great promotions for our bill payment customers as well. Oh, really? What's that? Well, let me see your number. Put it in there. Congratulations. You're actually eligible to upgrade or you're eligible to Adeline, right? So there's always an opportunity. You guys on this call, while we're training you, we want you to be solutions consultants, not just a clerk. Clerk can work at any gas station, just take a payment. You are solutions consultants here to succeed in wireless. Another thing we see a lot in stores, customer comes in. I'm wondering what deals do you guys have? The rep says, our free phones are over here. Don't ever assume the free phone approach. If you think about how many people on this phone have how many people on this call have a free phone? I bet it's very, very few, if any of you. When we do these trainings in person, no one has free phones. People like investing in their phones. Think of what your family members have as well. So never assume a free phone approach. Again, if a customer invests in their device, they're more likely to stay longer terms. We want them to stay over 3 months. We want them to stay 6 months or more. Also, make yourselves experts in Smart Pay and Boost Up. It's ways to finance your high-end devices. We'll do future training calls on both of those as well to dig into those. But it's a way for a customer can finance a device and make monthly payments so you can afford a $1,000 phone with only a monthly payment plus maybe $30 per month on top of that bill with Smart Pay. And Boost Up is for our great customers who've been with us a long time. They can finance devices as well. All right, so 2 things you guys need to be gurus in. And the definition of guru, just so you guys know, is an influential teacher or expert. So you guys should be teachers and experts in 2 things, our promotions and our devices. Memorize your bundles, memorize your best-selling opportunities, and make the most of every customer walking into your doors. All right, kept you guys a little over. It's 12:36. I'll open it up for questions at this time. Are there any questions? And if you're on mute, you just need to hit *6 to unmute. All right. If there are no questions, thank you guys so much for hopping on. Hopefully you have a great day, and we will catch up with you soon. Thank you. See you next week.
Bye.